Well, something to look for, according to these inaccurate stats, is Steve with 0 goals and 0 shooting % accuracy. So, can he score a goal tonight? And the other thing to look for is, of course, Calcifier leading his team. 6 goals, tied for the highest on his team. 9 assists, which is a ridiculous record. So, we're looking at Calcifier, the captain, as the playmaker on this Gamma team.
We are underway here. We're going to have a series of 4 tonight, guaranteed to see all 4 games, regardless of the outcome of the first 3. As you don't play best ofs here in the RSC, every game result matters. This is Gamma versus Slap Chops in the blue, the Gamma, and they're going to find the back of the net first. Heavy Umlaut finds the drive there inside the box to get Gamma on board early, and this is exactly what we were expecting to see from this very offensive squad.
Well, Calcifier grabs his first assist, and it's instant in this game. I was about to say 10th of the season, but of course these numbers aren't accurate, so he could be already skyrocketing to the top of those Playmaker Award leaderboards.
Another chance there for Heavy Umlaut, just barely turned away by Steve. Now Stemantics in transition, may be able to find a gap. There it is, a quick equalizer, only about 10 seconds off the clock for, as seen on TV, the Slap Chops to come right back and tie this one back up. A great transition from Stem there, and we're level at 1.
I could add another caveat to the records. The season just started, so even though we've seen Gamma start strong with their 7-1 record, doesn't mean much. And as we've seen early on in this game, both teams have that offensive potential, and these records could switch. Anything could happen through the course of the season. So we're looking at to see how they can recover from that slow start, the Slap Chops, and how the Gamma can push on.
Well, it was an unfortunate trip down the pitch there for the Slap Chops, a opportunity left on the board by Bird. A quick breakdown of who we're seeing on the field here. Heavy Umlaut, Calcifier, and Virus, the 3 players for Gamma. We've really not called out Virus very much, but we're going to call him out there as he drops it in the left side of the goal. And the lead is back in favor of Gamma as Virus snipes this one out of the box. Nobody's up fast enough to challenge him, and it's a wide open net. Stem just not quite able to get there. 2-1 Gamma, and we're not even a minute gone yet.
Yeah, great placement. Just reads that no Slap Chops players are challenging him in the air, and it's just a slow start to the game all around. Players feeling each other out, still trying to read each other even on their teams as the season's just started.
What a ripper there, and Bird's going to put it right back. And oh man, back and forth we go. Sorry to cut you off there, Fish. Just every time it seems like we're trying to throw it back and forth, they're scoring. We've had 4 goals scored, and there's 67 seconds gone. So quite a clip between a team that is known for their scoring so far and a team that seems to be finding their striking stride here in match day 3. Steve's going to win this one back down, trying to find another go-ahead for this Slap Chops team. Bird not able to find that touch. Stem will cut it out, needing to make that touch, or otherwise it was probably going to be a long goal. Bird early on the rotation. Virus plays it back out to Steve. Right back into the box. Heavy Umlaut can't find the touch. Awkward bounce here for Calcifier, and Bird can't turn it in. It's just a barely touched aside by the defense. Another shot from Steve, denied by Heavy Umlaut. And now transition opportunity downfield. Virus is going to beat 2. It's on frame, or just barely wide. Saved away by the Woodwork 4th man defense coming out for the Gamma here. And 3 minutes and 14 seconds left. We found a lull in the scoring. And this is, I mean, just from the stats we've seen so far, not what we expected out of this Slap Chops team. They do concede one there, and that is a little bit more maybe what we were looking at. Leaky defense kind of starting to bite Slap Chops in the rear.
Maybe we get an early look at one of Slap Chop's problems. They had a 20-30 second spurt there where they were really choking Gamma on the goal line, but they just overcommitted, and one counterattack and good placement by Heavy Umlaut, and they take the lead again.
Almost a kickoff goal there for Heavy Umlaut, just barely wide of the goal mouth. Calcifier up early to pull Bird off of that pass off the backboard. Fire's going to look at it as far as midfield. Steve's going to take it to the backboard. Nobody's in goal, but Calcifier just in time to clear the danger. And Calcifier and Bird both whiffing that and 50 in the middle of the air. It's a dangerous touch for Heavy Umlaut. Stem just not quite able to snipe that inside corner, and Virus gets 50 there. Ball still dangerous here for the Slap Chops, trying to find the equalizer again. Bird's rip denied by Heavy Umlaut, and Virus has it downfield. Umlaut back to the center of the field. Calcifier's there. Steve, perfect position to make the save, and the double commit gets the clear. Just past halftime here, 1-goal lead, still in favor of Gamma. They've found the gaps in the back of the defensive rotation for this Slap Chops team, but also have been kind of vulnerable on the counterattack. One of these teams really hasn't asserted themselves as a clear favorite yet here. Bird not quite able to find the turn there. We stay 1 goal in favor of this Gamma side with 2 minutes left here in game number 1.
Calcifier probably not involved yet as much as he'd like to be. He's trying to set up his teammates, but other than that first assist 7 seconds in, it's not looking like he's had too many strong positions. Had a couple of hits off the backboard, but Slapchops have been equal to it every time. This is the main player we're wanting to look at on Gamma, and he hasn't been able to put anything together yet. So far, the rest of his team is holding up, and they're still in the lead, but it could still go anywhere this game 1.
We've seen a couple trips down the field for Slapchops that have just kind of petered out in the final third. They've not been able to convert in the box, and that's really been one of the banes of their game so far here in game number 1. They've had a couple good looks and just haven't been able to finish off, and it doesn't matter how many times you force the ball in the box. If you can't finish, it doesn't matter. So still a 1-goal lead here in favor of Gamma. An awkward position for Calcifier, and he's going to end up putting in his own net. Steve forcing that one all the way in. Calcifier on the cut for the rotation, and it bites them here, and now we're level with 1:10.
Oh, can Steve score a goal? Apparently he can with a little bit of help from Calcifier. Just given the space inside the Gamma's own third, and the flick couldn't be stopped, I guess. It's an even game again, and surprising battle. No team is really asserting themselves in the midfield. Slapchops have been equal to most everything Gamma have put up. No real discrepancy in the shots. Bird will put them ahead, and this is a little bit of an upset. Gamma not living up to their potential so far.
What a dime from Steve. Perfect placement off the inside of the wall there. Bounces right out. Bird is so ready for it. He actually had Semantics right behind him too. So one player for the Slapchops is going to put that one home, and it ends up being Bird. The lead now in favor of the Slapchops with 56 seconds left. They've found their first lead of this game, end of the series. Calcifier is going to try to work that one past Bird, but can't get it cleanly into the end. Steve up, not able to beat Virus. And that home space station decal with the titanium white mohawk, the very clean looking car there. Calcifier is going to be streaking in. Steve, the dead 50 on the sidewall, cleaned up by Stem. Dangerous ball out to the middle of the box, but a great outlet pass by Steve, and Stem's going to finish it off. The lead's 2 in favor of the Slapchops, and the upset continues to grow with 30 seconds left here in game 1.
Oh, Slapchops really feeling themselves now. They've been tightening up their rotation since they conceded that third Gamma goal. That's a great counter-attacking play, making use now of a Gamma overcommit, taking a little bit of a dose of their own medicine. And Slapchops with a 2-goal lead, the first 2-goal lead of this game. Oh, now they've asserted it even more. Stemantic sticking that in the top corner.
The Hattie for Stemantics here, getting his team up by 3. Nice little 45-degree flick back across the body to put it left corner. Perfect placement, and as much as Umlaut can try to get there, just not quick enough on the read. So that's a 3-goal lead now with 25 seconds left. And Slapchops have come out here and surprised all of us. Virus is going to find one right back, though. Bird kind of getting that one shoved right back in his face. Quick answer, 21 seconds left. 2 goals between these two teams. Still time to get it done if you're Gamma.
Well, at elite level, you don't typically expect to see 10 goals scored in a single game, but this has just been completely back and forth. Slapchops well and truly asserted themselves in the last minute or two, but Gamma will never count themselves out. See if they can build some momentum going into game 2.
Double commit there. You've got to send the house with 15 seconds left. Still down by 2. It almost works out, and it's still dangerous here for Gamma. Bird's going to take that one off the backboard. A critical touch, and maybe the one that seals this game number 1. He's going to put it back in the middle of the field. Shot from Steve denied by Umlaut, and once the ball touches down here, we will be done. Slapchops, the upset beginning here. Game number 1, they take it 6-4. And absolutely come out here and stun a Gamma team that has looked very strong so far throughout this the beginning of this RSC Season 13.
Yeah, it's a really strong showing from Slapchops, and the difference in this game is that even though both teams were looking really dicey for the first half, Slapchops were the ones that stepped it up, and Gamma wasn't expecting it. They were getting complacent, and they weren't feeling it, and Slapchops were, and they got those 3 quick goals, asserted that lead, and Gamma wasn't able to fully come back because you put yourself in such a difficult position. And these stats just show everything you need to know. Slapchops, with that amount of shots, 13 in a game to barely 9 on the Gamma side, they're here to play. They're not living off of their first 2 match day record. They're here as an elite team that wants to compete at the top, and taking down one of the teams that's had such a strong start as Gamma has is the way to do it.
Absolutely, and it's going to be down to them to continue this momentum through the next 3 games. We'll see all 3 of the rest of the games in the series as we'll play all 4. There's a prediction up in the chat right now. There's still a minute left. Who you think, which team will score first in game number 2, whether it'll be the Gamma or the Slap Chop. So make sure you spend your hard-earned channel points on that prediction. See if you can be the correct better in this one. And we're going to, I at least look like I'm crashing to the main menu, which is my favorite thing. My favorite part of casting is getting dumped to the main menu when I don't want to be. But I know we're also getting some stuff set up in the background as far as getting graphic stuff tightened back up. I'm going to try to rejoin. Did you get dumped, Fish?
Yep, black
That means
screen.
the server went down. And Slim is out here. He's angry that he just watched his team lose in game number 1, so he's killing the server. He's gonna make all of us reset. Tactical timeout from the GM.
My goodness. It's making us
Just a
fill
mess.
time.
It's just a mess. Yeah, now we have to vamp. The bane of every caster's existence is we have to sit here and we have to chit chat about nothing. But I tell you what, Fish, it is so much easier to do when there's somebody else in the booth. I've done so much of just like talking to myself.
Oh yeah.
Having somebody else here is a godsend. So, I mean, we've both kind of had a break for RSC, and now we're getting back in the swing of things. You're excited to kind of get this ball rolling for season 13?
Yeah, I mean, every new season is the best season that this league has ever seen. So, as far as the stream side of it goes, we're making progress, trying to get new things going. And most important is we return to this game now as soon as that's available. But these two teams, if they're showing what Elite is capable of, then we see a mix of some great gameplay and some really dicey like stuff that you expect out of low GC, because man, they can double commit, they can whiff everything, but they can also put some crazy stuff together, and I wouldn't be surprised if you get some 3-man passing plays, some really crazy mechanical shots to the rest of the series.
It is definitely a mixed bag as you start to get up here. The speed is such a huge factor, but the speed also, you live by the speed, you die by the speed.
Speed kills.
Overcommits come out so quickly when you're just flying around the pitch. And all 6 of these players capable of moving at quite a clip. We're going to get underway here in game number 2. Slap Chops coming out and smacking Gamma in the mouth in game 1. Will they be able to do the same here in game number 2? Remember, the prediction that is currently finished now is who scores first in this one. So if you picked right, you'll get the payout for those channel points. But currently, 15 seconds gone. Both teams have had a look downfield. Nobody quite able to break any further than just outside the box quite yet. But, man, it's been really a tale of just the overcommits being punished on both ends, which is what we expect from this, like, GC1 level. And then just really great velocity and really good rotations from this Slap Chop side. Bird almost able to jam that one home over Calcifier. Now 0 boost on the sidewall, trying to tap it out to the middle. Heavy umlaut there, gets eaten up by Steve. We approach a minute gone. Bird dunked heavily there by Virus. Calcifier's going to cut it right back. Get it back in the box. Dangerous ball here. Double commit up for the stop. Bird and Steve both managing to turn that one away. Now it's back out to midfield. Calcifier's going to put it to the backboard. Well defended there by Steve in the perfect spot to take it away off the backboard. Bird will crank it downfield. We're a minute gone, still level. A little bit of a different look than we saw in game 1, but these teams really starting to feel each other out.
Yeah, now it's more of a, whoa, okay, as I say that, the ball just bounces in straight to the Slap Chop's defense. I was about to say, it's more of a midfield battle. Both teams keeping their rotations not necessarily tight, but accurate. Yet, of course, as I say that, the ball bounces right over Stemantic's head and just off the post and in. They find themselves at an early deficit, Slap Chops, but we've seen them come back from this before. Can they do it again?
Definitely almost getting it right back there. I mean, like you said, we saw the resilience of Slap Chops in game number 1. They were down for most of it and ended up coming back and scoring 3 unanswered to put it away. So even going down 1 with a minute and a half gone, they're by no means out of this one. Steve up very early to take that one away from Umlaut. Now Stem out to the center of the field. Bird's going to turn off, realizing he's not has any chance of beating that one. What a great redirect from Umlaut, just a little bit wide. Calcifier turns it back in. Bird's just enough of a touch. Now he's got to close out for that 50. Huge dunk. And Stemantics in transition up to the backboard. Calcifier, all of his boost, just enough to turn that one away into the corner. Them centering ball. Steve is there, denied by Calcifier on the goal line. Bird burning all of his beams there, getting it all the way through. Centering ball. Steve taps it in, and we're back level. 2:53 left in game number 2, and we're back at 1 apiece.
Steve can score, and he just reads Virus's miss off the ceiling. I would go back to the other end about 20 seconds ago. Calcifier was coming across to an open Slapchop's net, and maybe the angle was tough, but he had an open net, and he just gave it a soft touch for a teammate, and now I'm convinced this guy is just trying to farm assists.
Ooh, that's an unfortunate kickoff for the Slapchops. Steve just kind of the blinders on, and then Virus gets a perfect second touch there on the backboard to pop that one in the middle. Calcifier ready for it all the way in, and a quick response there for Gamma to get the lead right back. I mean, farming assists definitely isn't a bad look. You can be that playmaker. You can be the guy that your teammates always know is going to be looking for the pass rather than the shot, but then kind of becomes predictable. But Steve's not going to be predictable there. He's going to rip one at the net. Stemantics not able to roll that one in. As we cross halftime here in game number 2, the lead still one in favor of Gamma, but with the gameplay that we've seen so far here in game number 2, I feel like this is really not indicative of how the game has gone, as there's a miscue and Steve finds his second of the game. And, you know, I feel like Slapchops have been playing better in this one than Gamma have. They've just not been able to convert.
Of course, yeah. 2 goals from only 9 shots. Already 5 on Steve's end. His shooting accuracy is improving, but 2 for 5. Not great. But this is what they've done good throughout this series so far. Just choking Gamma on the back. Hitting balls off the backboard through midfield. And like you said, it's not always panned out, and that's why this game is still even. But if they can tune up their finishing a little bit, they'll be a real top team.
Definitely have all of the pieces to be a contender here, as Bird has to stretch to make that save. He's got some space as well, as Calcifier waiting for the ball to be given to him. Stemantics closing out on that shooting lane, getting the touch, and now Steve will bang it into the corner. Minute 57 left here in game number 2. Back even, 2 apiece. We saw it sit at a little bit of a deadlock for a while before Slapchops absolutely popped off for 3 unanswered to win 6-4 in the last one. So definitely looking for both these teams maybe to put 1 or 2 more in aside before we're done. Calcifier looking for the bump. Nobody's up for the ball defensively or offensively. It's going to drop all the way to Steve, who gets a couple touches on the way out of the zone. He's going to be looking to try to dish this one center, but Virus just enough on the pop. Calcifier's there. Heavy umlaut, 1 to beat. Bounce shot into the box. Bird is up. He turns it aside. Perfect placement, getting it out of the teeth of the offense. And getting away with one there is Slapchops. They're going to keep us level at 2 as we approach a minute left to play. And these two teams have been going back and forth. With a mistouch from Calcifier, he's got to be bailed out by Virus. Now an opportunity for Slapchops to set up some pressure. Stem's going to be going after this one. Gets it back to the backboard. Wow, great power clear there. Almost catching out the rotation. A redirect from Calcifier is right on the hood of Steve, and he'll be credited with the save, keeping us level. And now trying to find transition again. Almost dropping in from the sidewall. Calcifier is going to rip this one downfield, looking for the second touch, denied by Stemantics, and we've been end-to-end now for about 30 seconds. Both these teams just absolutely ripping them on either side, and that one's going to squeeze in, kisses the post, and finds the back of the net, and the go-ahead with 37 seconds belongs to Heavy Umlaut and the Slapchops.
There it is. Well, Bird sitting there on the goal line. He's had a pretty defined role so far in this game and in this series. 3 saves in this game while Steve is leading the offense with 2 goals, and he did add another shot to his tally there, so now only 2 for 6. But Bird wasn't able to get to that one. If Gamma take the lead, they have to hold on to it for another 30 seconds. Slapchops have looked dangerous, but they haven't really been able to put much together in the last couple minutes. Only that one extra shot from Steve. But Gamma have really ramped it up, and now they're still on the offensive here.
Saw a great boost steal by Calcifier there, and he's going to use that boost to drive a insurance goal in the back of the net here. Calcifier was way overcommitted for just a second, but he was all the way up to grab the boost, and he starved the defense to the point where Bird left in the goal with not much, flat-footed, and he's got all the space to shoot at, so we're back up to a 2-goal lead for the Gamma. Looking like they have got this one secured with 15 seconds left. Heavy Umlaut's going to put that one into the box. Turned away by the defense. Steve can't get this one out from Virus, and his time bleeds away. Not looking like it's going to be enough for 2 goals to be scored for this Slapchops team. So game number 2 is going to go to Gamma. They bounce back after getting beaten around a little bit in game number 1, and they level our series 1 aside. What a great response from Gamma here in the second game of this 4-game series. They really did a great job of standing tall against the Slapchops, but in the back of my mind, I feel like Slapchops lost this one more than Gamma won it.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely huge for Gamma to have won this one. 2 or 3 minutes into the game, we were looking at a Gamma shot total of 5 against Slapchop's 9. They ended the game even at 10, and Gamma putting the greater portion of those away, and they take this game too. And really, it's the reverse of game one, where even though it was looking a little bit even, it was looking dicey. Slapchops had more offensive pressure that they couldn't just push away. It's one team that takes the assertive in the end of the game, and in game one, it was Slapchops. In this game, it was Gamma. We find ourselves even in the series. I still think it really could go either way.
I
But
would
as we've
not be
said,
surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see both teams win one more.
yeah, as we've said, Slapchops, if they can tune up their finishing, they can be great. But so far, it's just not happening for them a lot of the time. Too much of the time, you would think at this level. Whereas Gamma, 4 for 10, that's a good shooting percent, and mix that with their 4 goals from the first game. These teams both standing even at 8 goals over 2 games, which is kind of nuts.
I mean, we were looking at the initial stat lines, and obviously they were a little bit misleading, but I don't think that from even just the records through the first 8 games, like we weren't expecting this to come out and be as much of an even contest. And Slapchops have absolutely defied expectations here. They're playing very well, and I think their ceiling only is higher than what we've seen. As I mean, they had 10 shots in that last game, and they only converted, or there was only 3 saves, and they only put 2 on net or in the back of the net. So definitely still a lot of room to improve here for the Slapchops. They've got 2 more games to do it, and every game counting here in RSC. So every 5 minutes that comes and goes is critical to the end of the season. We've seen so many teams over the years win or miss out or make playoffs just on 1 game or even 1 goal. That's how important each game comes down to for our league here. But 30 seconds are gone here in game number 3, and Gamma's starting to turn that pressure up from the beginning. They don't want to wait for it to be the end of the game that they have to capitalize. Calcifier, though, so close to being able to put that one in. Now, Bird in transition, denied by Heavy Umlaut just outside the box. Steve's going to put this one back in. Virus is a little bit off his line, but reaches to get back there. Bird pops it out center right to Calcifier's hood. Banger clear downfield. Awkward touch for Steve and a good demo from Virus, but bailed out by his teammates all the way around. Calcifier's going to take this off the backboard. Dangerous. Stem not able to find it. Bird's in the box. Bumped off by Calcifier. And Steve, last man, throws himself with that one. Here's an opportunity in the counterattack, but just enough of that touch from Bird. Virus to the backboard, defended by Steve. Steve already has 3 saves, and we've only got a minute through this game number 3.
Well, Gamma started excellently. They already have 6 shots to their name, 2 for each player. And they had, for the first 30 or 45 seconds, really choking Slapchops out. There's another one that's got pushed off the line.
Bird's got 3 saves as well.
It was an insane start from Gamma, and they could be wanting this whole minute and a half back if they don't end up winning this game or capitalizing on these opportunities, because they had some great plays in that opening minute. Calcifier played some excellent balls across that his teammates weren't ready for. There were some shots that got saved. There's another save for Bird. Gamma now looking at 8 shots for 7 saves on Slapchop's side. And this is turning into a beatdown. And if Slapchops can pull anything from this game, it'd be a miracle at this point.
You got to think that if Slapchops can put this first goal in and just capitalize on all these huge stops they've made, what that does to the morale. What a pop by Calcifier. Bird reading it, unfortunately, for the offense of Gamma, and turning that one away would have been a highlight reel touch for Calcifier, but the defense just a little bit too good. And the defense, I mean, they've been on fire. We were talking about how the stats make them look kind of leaky over the course of the beginning of their season, but they've been anything but leaky here in game 3. An absolute brick wall in the defensive end for Slapchops. There's got 2, we're just past halftime here. Nobody's scored yet. No shots on frame for Slapchops, though. The other side of the coin, they've got 7 saves, and they've not generated any offense. That's the first one from Steve. And Bird almost able to find the demo. He's going to find the left side just a little bit wide here as we approach 2 minutes left here in game number 3. Still just a defensive slugfest. Semantics only has 18 points. It's been all Bird and Steve on the back end, and just nobody able to break through quite yet.
Semantics almost completely absent in the first 3 minutes, except for one fairly weak shot that was pushed away easily. Gets put in danger there and recovers well, so that's his first real contribution, but doesn't get counted as a save, so unfortunately he still only got 22 points through 3 minutes. Unreal defensive showing from Bird and Steve. And Steve, the only player on his team with a shot, but for the last minute they've continued to limit Gamma. They've still only got the 8 shots they got in the beginning. So we could see Slapchops pull something out of the bag here.
Big bump by Virus, but Bird covering up well. Calcifier just sitting a little bit too far back. Now centering ball here from Bird is going to be denied by Heavy Umlaut. Will beat Stem. And now Steve forced into the shadowing position. He's going to take position on the back wall. 150 there. Another save to both Steve and Bird. Now Bird's going to flip this one out center. Steve just enough of a touch to get that one around Umlaut. Calcifier will take over. Bird with a boost secure at midfield. He'll flip this one backwards away from Virus. And the 51 by Semantics. Maybe an opportunity here for slap chops. Calcifier just in time to turn to the side. We're within a minute left here in game number 1. Still a deadlock at 0. The brick wall not able to be broken down quite yet. Bird, he had a one-on-one and just skies this one into the corner. Another wasted opportunity in the offensive end. Not even a shot being put on frame to test the defense, but just turning it aside. Stem playing the instigator in the back of the goal there. 30 seconds left here in game number 3. We're still level. Neither of these teams able to figure out what the other is doing, but maybe a miscommunication will lead to a goal there. Just barely saved by Semantics. Rolling all the way around here. Bird's got space to clear it away, giving possession right back. 10 seconds left, approaching our first overtime of the series if it holds here. Suicide pass across the goal for Steve. 5 seconds left. Maybe one more shot for Gamma. It'll be denied by the defense of the slap chops. Once this ball touches down, we'll see overtime. Extra time here, game 3. And what just a crazy game. 10 saves for slap chops.
Yeah, it's ramped up to 11 shots for Gamma now. And Bird, when he skied the ball on that open net, was pretty much just surprised to see the opportunity. And I can't believe that Semantics got across to that one still. And this game really should not be in overtime. This should
there
be
it is.
There it is. This should have been a real beatdown by Gamma. They should have really increased their goal differential here. Probably gotten 4 or 5 goals. The amount of shots that they had, but full credit to slap chops. It's a miracle they stayed in the game as long as they did, that they took it to overtime. They've got some real potential, especially on the defensive end, maybe a little bit more efficient than their shooting. But in the end, they don't take game 3, and Gamma is going so strong into game 4, hoping to take this 3-1 win.
They've got all the momentum right now. They had everything. I mean, the field tilted towards the slap chops goal over the course of that game number 3, and then the dagger there. What a dime from Calcifier to find the middle of the pitch and Virus to snipe it home just, 7 seconds into overtime. A quick turnaround for Gamma. They didn't want to let it go on any longer because there were so many opportunities that Slapchops had downfield. I mean, we saw Bird put one high into the corner when he had every opportunity to shoot it one-on-one, and just a poor decision made in the offensive end that led to nothing coming out as far as offense. Only one shot registered for Slapchops from Steve over the entire 5 minutes. They're penned into their own end so much, didn't have any opportunity to really break out. But, man, it's such a heartbreaker to put up 11 saves, just a massive number of saves by any stretch. Keeping it this close, like putting up 11 saves and only losing by a goal, this game number 4, the mental for Slapchops is going to be the difference maker here in this ultimate game of this series of 4. And if I was Slapchops in this position, I would be beat. I would be done after standing on my head for 5 minutes and not being able to pull out the dub. This game 4 would be excruciating for me. We're going to have to see how they do here. 5 more minutes on the clock. Last game of the night for us here at RSC. We're going to have to see if the Slapchops can bounce back. It's a good demo by Stem, but Steve can't find the touch into the box, so it just goes a little bit wide. Loose steal here from Steve as he gets the ball around in the corner. Bird's going to take over. Can't win the 50 cleanly past Umlaut, but it's going to keep it into the blue box here. Calcifier is going to switch fields. Stem will be first on. It's centering ball, looking for Steve, maybe denied by Umlaut. Bird's up. Not quite the touch that he wanted, enough to slow it down, but it's going to be Virus looking for Calcifier. The redirect's off target. Now the offense starting to gel a little bit for this Gamma side. Maybe looking to put this one away a little bit earlier than 7 seconds in overtime with a 1-0 win in game number 4. Obviously, the exciting Rocket League comes when both these teams are going back and forth like we saw them do in game number 3. Calcifier trying to put that one in again. Bird is up for the save and up to the task of the defensive stop. Virus is going to put this one in, and a pump from Umlaut finally able to break through in a early fashion, and that's what they couldn't find in game number 3. Gamma break out first here. A great bump by Umlaut, and they're up 1-0 with a minute gone.
Wow, if game 3 wasn't disheartening enough, that probably is. And mentally, I know it's only 1 goal, but I don't know how Slapchops come back from this one, because that is tough. Steve plays a relatively harmless ball out into the midfield. even if a little bit sketchy. But that bump from Heavy Umlaut made that goal happen, and if I'm that player, I'm leaning back in my chair, I'm sighing, I'm dropping my controller, and I'm dead. And here's another one that's just going to roll straight in, and Heavy Umlaut's just going to steal it at the end.
Slapchop spent so much time in their own zone in game number 3. It's almost like they've forgotten how to play downfield as they get sniped out the rotations so far forward. Only a goal down, not even a minute and a half gone, and they're overcommitting like they're down by 3 with 25 seconds left. Having to bail out another one here. Stem getting that one out wide. Heavy Umlaut's going to get it back out to the center. Stem just able to turn that one away. Virus probably could have had a shot on goal if he had just waited at the corner of the box a little bit longer. Calcifier rips this one in. Steve makes another save. Virus is going to be there on the follow-up. Stem with a 50. Bird looking for the outlet pass downfield. Semantics is there. The double commit from the defensive Gamma is enough to pinch that one all the way back into the orange zone. Now Steve will bang it away off the crossbar. Virus leaving it for Heavy Umlaut. Going to be up one touch to the center of the field. Virus up for the shot on frame. Denied by Steve and cleaned up by Semantics to get it out of the center of the pitch. Bird's going to take that one. Hospital pass to the middle of the field. Virus closing in. It's going to bounce down off the ceiling, and Steve will have the clear away as we approach halftime here in game number 4. I know how many games we've played. Another offensive miscue there. And, just a snipe of the angle from Semantics. He's going to cut the lead to 1. This is exactly what the Slapchops need. Will they be able to convert on the rest of this one? They've got plenty of time left to do it. Now the seal has been broken for them here in game 4.
That's a crazy angle from Semantics, but you saw seconds earlier Bird trying to play an upfield pass to Steve, and they just weren't on the same page. And you know, Slapchops do have a chance. They needed a goal certainly to start, but mentally, I'm still not sure where they must be. It's been such a rough start. That was their first shot all game, and at that angle, that's not one that you score 10 times out of 10. So that's an anomaly in itself. Gamma has been pummeling them still with 6 shots. Here's another one coming towards their goal.
And it's been back and forth the entire game. Both teams leaving some opportunities on the pitch. That's a great bump from Heavy Umlaut on his way back in the rotation. He's going to completely negate that offensive push from Slapchops. And now Boomer ball downfield, chasing it is Calcifier. Semantics will have the touch. Virus is going to chip it right back in. Calcifier, completely unguarded, pops it high. He follows up his own pass, and Steve just enough to turn that one aside. Still only a 1-goal difference between these two teams, so every touch critical here. Steve's going to take that one from Virus. Calcifier is going to bail out his team there on the back line. Pop past the Virus. He was looking for the flip reset, couldn't connect. Now one-on-one, Stem versus Heavy Umlaut, and Stem's touch just gets away from him. Heavy Umlaut has the clear and is immediately deleted off the field. Bird grabs that corner boost immediately as it spawns. Can't find the second touch. A minute and a half left, and the offense for Slapchops just not quite able to coalesce down in the final third. Although Bird here, as I'm saying it, is going to slice and dice his way into the blue zone, find the back of the net, and draw the Slapchops even. We've got ourselves a ball game here. A minute 19 left in game number 4, and a split series on the line.
So far, it's individual excellence doing the business for the Slapchops. Semantics with that crazy angle, and Bird with that double touch quick flick into the far corner. And now we see Gamma. They've had 7 shots and only 2 goals. Calcifier 4 shots on his own, 0 goals to show for it. He's been fairly absent throughout this series, maybe not entirely, but certainly more than you'd think. Calcifier, it would be fitting for him to be the guy that takes this series for Gamma, but Slapchops not out of it yet, surprisingly. Somehow worked their way back in. That's full credit to them.
We've seen 2 passages downfield where Gamma are looking for those bumps to clear open the net. Bird not able to find that one. Heavy Umlaut so far back, not able to find the shot, but Calcifier is going to turn this one right back into the center of the box, leaving it for Virus, but Steve is there to pinch it away. 35 seconds left in game number 4. Winner of this one, I mean, it's not like there's a playoff spot on the line or anything, but you know, a 2-2 series victory here for the Slapchops against a very strong Gamma team. You think has got to be big for them going forward in the start of this season, and you know, continuing their quest to get back to 500. Calcifier is going to put that one off his backboard. Stem, weak shot up, denied by Heavy Umlaut. Steve's not able to find the read. 9 seconds left. Bird heavily committing on this one. Steve's going to tap it center. Semantics bumped off of his shot attempt, and we're going to see a second consecutive overtime here. Gamma took the first one very quickly in game number 3. Who's going to take game number 4? We're underway. Kickoff very quickly here. Bird's going to take it off the ceiling. Not quite able to find the touch he wanted. He ends up bailing out himself, kind of juking out both his own teammate and one of the attacking players from Gamma. But now the pressure in favor of this orange Slapchop side. Just briefly, heavy umlaut outlet pass here. Calcifier, not a lot of boost, but it forces Stem up to make the touch. Awkward touch from Steve. He's going to follow it up by himself. A one fake beats 2 defenders with it. Now a little bit of space on the sidewall. Virus and Calcifier rotating back. They're both there to defend that touch into the box. Bird gets it around 2. He's going to have an opportunity to try to feed it center. Semantics is there. Shot just off the outside of the post and away. And so close now. They're knocking on the doorstep here. Awkward touch for Calcifier. Stem's going to have the shot, and it's going to beat the defender. And just like that, the overtime victory for Slapchops. They end the series 2-2. And what a huge result for them here. Just catching Virus off of his line. Semantics with a dagger. And Slapchops convert and take game number 4. Secure the 2-2 series victory. And my, oh my, what a banger of